Here we go. It wasn't always like this, man. What happened to the good times? Now that the Panthers' reaction is over. Why? Why? Hornets lose 124-112. Like clockwork, after coming off an impressive game against a college team out of San Antonio, we just got outplayed. I am reminded that this team will forever be mediocre. Any team out of Charlotte will be mediocre. Listen, look at me. Look at me. You see this? This is a face of defeat. This is a face of acceptance. Like, you think this team is tied to my mental health? It's not really. I mean, my life isn't over after every Hornets game or every Panthers game. It's more like I have one less thing to be happy about. And for some fans, that's all they have. Believe it or not, I have a life outside of this camera. For now, I hope this becomes my life. This team finds new ways to disappoint me whenever I get my hopes up about them. Every time, just never fails. I wish I could go back to the good days. Or at least I wish I knew I was in the good days when I was living in them. Because fuck me if I have to go through another day with false hope about either team. They kind of reflect each other. 2015, you couldn't tell me shit. You really could not tell me shit about the Carolina Panthers. And then after that Super Bowl, Cam Newton said, "We will be back." And I, like an idiot with my lizard brain, thought, we can do it. I mean, I thought we could do more. We just add a couple pieces and we're back in the game, baby. But nope. We would just go back down. And we wouldn't even go to like the bottom. No. Charlotte sports is about mediocrity. It's about not even tanking. It's not. You can't be the best or the worst. The Hornets cannot get a number 1 overall pick to save their lives, or a top 3 one unless it's off a chance. That's how we got LaMelo, because we weren't even supposed to have that 3rd overall pick. That was just a slide of the bounce of the ball in that lottery. Getting rid of McCaffrey just shows that in Charlotte sports, we just can't. It's not a place for superstars. It's just not. Superstars get made here, for sure. But it seems just like they get let down every time. From Cam to now McCaffrey, Kemba, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Massey, why are you talking about those old fossils? Why are you talking about those guys? All right, that was back then. The future is now. Well, you just got to think, is LaMelo next? Like, think 4 or 5 years from now, how is this going to pan out? We're supposed to be having contract talks in the future, and so far, no player in their rookie contract is like demanding out of a trade, or like a top tier player in their rookie contract has successfully been moved out of it. I know Zion tried it, and it put a lot of pressure on the front office, and they're trying to build around him. Luka, he tried it himself, and it got nowhere. So it's setting the precedent that, hey, just because you're a really, really great player in the rookie deal doesn't mean you can just, force your way out. So in Charlotte sports, we have to make what we have. We have to make do with what we have. And who do we have? Well, the starting lineup, we have Rozier, Oubre, Hayward, Washington, and Plumlee. Again, only this time, the cracks start to show. I mean, the Pelicans are bullying us. We cannot complete a pass to save our life in the first quarter. The first quarter, what we did to San Antonio last game, the Pelicans did back to us, and we were in hell. Still don't have a big man, and Valanciunas was just living in the paint, and he was living in the free throw line because we couldn't defend to save our lives. 4 minutes into the game, and the Hornets have 4 turnovers. That's just not cutting it. The Pelicans have 9 points off of those turnovers by the time it's like 6 minutes in. You could not hand the ball off to another person from within 5 feet without the Pelicans picking it off. Before the season started, I preached about identity and how the team needs to find it. What will it shape in the future? What will this team be? And I was afraid we'd seen an all too familiar sight, and I was beginning to see it in this game. But still no interior D, still no perimeter D, it seems like, because it hurts. It hurts a lot. Listen, I'm an ugly dude. I hate looking in the mirror because it's just the truth, and you just see regret, maybe mistakes. And the Hornets, well, they looked in the mirror because the Pelicans are everything they refuse to be. They have star power. They have good lottery odds. And most importantly, they have all our mistakes, and they're just thriving off of it. It hurts when Zion is in the paint and we triple team him and he kicks it out to a wide open Devontae Graham and no one wants to defend him. It just, there's levels to that pain. I feel like we're going to see a lot of patterns and we're going to have a lot of fear. We get another injury scare, and it's Terry Rozier with a shin injury on the same spot that LaMelo got hurt on the court. This is supposed to be our home opener, mind you. This is what we're setting the tone for the fan. But I'll give them props. This team, with Coach Clifford at the helm, they have fight. They have lots of fight. It seems like every time the Pelicans went on a big run, the Hornets were trying to develop one by themselves. The closest the Hornets got was a 96-94. All right? And in that span, they held the Pelicans to 1-11 for shots to start the quarter. That is impressive on that run. Held the Pelicans to 1-11 during that entire run. That's impressive. And then cracks start to show, and they start letting random people. Herb Jones just comes out of nowhere. He could start hitting these circus layups and makes all of us fools. It come down to not having a big man. It was exposed because Valanciunas at one point had more free throws than the Hornets as a whole. That's embarrassing. I know I preached Nick Richards last game, but he was just nowhere to be found. I mean, the only time he really got hot was when Valanciunas was off the court. What about our young core? Well, James Bouknight is still playing. I guess those arrests just mean nothing. No suspension, none of that. But karma comes quick because he goes 0 for 5. Like, he cannot get a shot to go in. James Bouknight cannot get a shot to save his life. Yeah, he's building something here in Charlotte, and it's just a brick mortar house. Although the score says we lost by 12, the Hornets made it a close game. It's just, at the end, we shot ourselves out. We couldn't capitalize to save our lives. Yeah. That's all there is to it. We're 1-1 on the season. This is the Thanos team. Remember, we live at 500 with Clifford. And we're starting to see patterns here that we're all too familiar with. Patterns of mediocrity. Hopefully we can change it on Sunday.